Couldn't be more proud of the squad because 14 home games in a row, very tough environment, very tough team, and to be able to come in here and battle, knew that they were going to, get on the glass to out rebound them and win the free throw game on the road is what you have to do to win in tough environments like this. Couldn't ask for much more. To hold Wade Taylor to 3 for 14 shooting, 0 for 9 from 3, that's unheard of. And not to let Henry Coleman get more than 5 shots. That was our whole goal, was just not to let those two guys try to dominate us and make everybody else play. And it worked. It worked in our behalf, and we're blessed to get out of here with a win.
Coach, would this be your best 2 halves you had all season together?
Yeah, for sure. I would say so because we looked in control, for a while. Once we got the lead, we looked in control. They didn't rattle us. They went on a run because great teams are going to go on a run. It's a really good team. Obviously, this is Tyrese's first game back in a while. How long has he been out?
3 games.
3 games. He wasn't in tip top because games are different than just practice. And but to put 2 halves together like this for sure against this team, yeah, that's the best 2 halves of the season.
How'd y'all take Wade out?
Early on, we double teamed him right away and made him get off the ball. He was such a willing passer, which was good for us because he advanced the ball and got it to Garcia and those guys. And we wanted those guys to be the playmakers and not him. Such a terrific guard.
Not that the season was off track by any stretch of the imagination, but does this sort of like help you kind of finally move past those 2, the Villanova and Ole Miss?
Yeah, for sure, because I still say I felt like we really gave one away at Ole Miss. Obviously, we gave up a last-second layup to lose that game at Ole Miss and really didn't handle our situation properly. The first half against Villanova, everybody saw that. That was they just came out on fire. And we played a better second half. But it does push us back in the category because when you come here and win, man, it's tough. And everybody around the country knows that. So to lose the game against Villanova like that and then going right back to Ole Miss and losing, it dropped us a little bit, as far as not our confidence, but we knew that it hurt us in the rankings and what we were trying to work for. But I put the schedule together for a reason because we knew we were going to have another heavy hitter to try to get us back in good graces. And winning at VCU was tough, and we knew coming in here was going to be tough, and we were able to accomplish that. So it puts us back in the air we want to be in.
When you double-teamed Wade early, do you feel like that sped him up a little bit? Because 5 turnovers, too, is pretty unheard of from him, at least this season.
Yeah, he's just in such control of the game the entire game. He walks the ball up, jogged it up. They get into that one set where he's very terrific. They all are terrific at what we call our traffic, and he just controls the game, gets the guys shots, gets Henry Coleman those little elbow touches to get to the basket, little bounce passes on the pick and roll, and to speed him up was our total plan. Not let him rest, not let him get comfortable.
It seems like the biggest things that were plaguing you guys, like the rebounding struggles and not playing together offensively, you guys were able to rectify that kind of quickly coming into today. What did that take in this environment to be able to fix those things?
Well, it took me to just doing our combo work, which we do with the guards, everything that we needed to do to be better, because I've seen all of their games and how they play D and what they try to make you do, and we had to impose our will on them. So in the combo work, we just started doing the things that we needed to do against them in the game. And we followed that game plan. And then the overall thing was, this is the first time that we basically put in a game plan where we're taking the best 2 guys out. That's usually what we do anyway. But this team, because it's been so much going on, I haven't done that until today, and it couldn't have been a better day to do it.
What did you think about the performance of David Jones, especially what he did for you guys in the first half?
David was phenomenal. He came to play. I'm not ever worried about him coming to play. He made big shot after big shot. Every run that they tried to make, he seemed like he made the bucket to keep us ahead or keep us in the game. And can't say enough about him.
Caleb, a second game in a row coming off the bench, it seemed to be working, so he can continue to come off the bench. And why is he so much better off the bench than on the bench?
Well, the reason why he's much better off the bench is because he asked to come off the bench. Maybe that's what he wanted. With a lineup that had all scorers, Jordan Brown himself, Quinterly, Walton, and David, it wasn't enough opportunities for him. When we subbed 2 of those guys out and put them in, I think he feels way more comfortable.
You just said this team had a lot going on. In the pregame hype video, Malcolm was talking about adversity, right? What are the things that are going on? Is it just the lack of Jordan Brown? Is it the kind of rough performances the past 2-3 games? How would you describe what this team was facing?
I think it's just us 13 new players on the team, us trying to figure it out, me missing the first 3 games, us not really knowing each other and trying to get through it. We're learning on the fly. And that's what's happening with us. So that's a little bit of the adversity.
Is there an update on Jordan Brown? Is he still?
He's still sick as far as I know, to be very honest with you.
There was other adversity, right? Like you guys, your plane was delayed leaving Memphis. Coach Stansbury had issues, not issues, but he was late
Yep.
getting here. He had to fly separately.
Yep.
And then I guess there was some baggage items. I mean, you know, all that stuff gets thrown into the equation.
Yeah.
And you guys are still able to, you know, Malcolm getting in, you know, fouling out after just 12 minutes, not having Jordan Brown again, coming into a place where they rebound the ball better than maybe anybody y'all seen all year. So how do you block all that out?
I think it's just game plan. I think just sticking to the game plan. Today, we stuck to the game plan for 40 minutes. They locked in on game plan. That's all that mattered. And they were talking and pointing and making sure that we got the job done, and we did.
Other than stopping Coleman and Taylor, did you guys want them to shoot as many threes as they did, and what made them not as effective?
Well, we put the pressure on the other guys. You know, Jace Carter, you know, I love him. He didn't really get going. He was 1 for 5 from behind the 3, really good player. You know, Hayden kind of got going. He had 2 threes in the second half, but he didn't get going in the first half because of foul trouble. So everyone outside of him, we tried to really make play. Manny was the only one that really kind of stepped up to the plate. 21 points in 21 minutes, but we'd rather him take all the shots than Hefner and Wade and Henry.
Have you seen the guys since the game ended? Like, did you go into the locker room
Yes.
and see them?
Yep.
What's the vibe?
The vibe is we're exhausted from being on the road. Think about it, it's 6 road games in a row. We had 3 in the Bahamas, and then we were right to Ole Miss, right to VCU, and then coming here. We haven't been home and played in our arena in over a month and a half, I think like a month. And we're excited because we knew what we just accomplished, man. This is a great program, great coach, great team, and to come in here and win. Well, man, this is the 6th game on the road. We're all kind of exhausted.
Penny, we talked to you Friday just about Caleb Mills and Javon Quinterly in particular being a little bit frustrated after last game, even though it was a win. Did the guys ever have any doubt that this team could be what it was tonight or this afternoon?
No, there's never any doubt because we feel like we have the talent. We feel like our talent matches up with anybody that we played thus far. It's just the energy and the effort, the things that is not on a stat sheet that you have to bring every game. And we knew we had to match that today because of how these guys play.
How'd you kind of prod that energy and effort out of this group?
It wasn't hard because we knew if we didn't come with energy and effort, we would get blown out. We just knew that. You have to come with that energy and effort.
Solomon Washington talked about the relationship you built during the recruiting process. What can you say about him as a player, how he's grown in the relationship y'all?
I love Solomon, man. I really wanted him to come to Memphis. And Coach Buzz did a fantastic job to get him here. And I knew when he came here, he was going to be a problem, meaning in a good way, because his energy, man, is phenomenal. Rebounding, shot blocking, defending. You never have to worry about him in those areas. And he's been working on his 3-point shot. I've been looking at him. He's knocking it down. He's been a work in progress from day one, but he's always been on the court since his freshman year because he's very valuable to the team. So he is who I thought he was going to be, and he's only going to get better.